Right, so hello viewers and welcome back to our Let's Play of Magic 2015. So, continuing off in Innistrad, I think we had one more match to do in the strictest sense of these encounters. So with that said, let's fire this off and let's go to this one, report to Avacyn or something like that. So, let's see. Yeah, these menus are really nicely stylized and all, but they take a long time just to go through them. Let's see what this one says. The angel something 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 congratulates you on your success, but challenges you to challenges to come will require more. So apparently we have to do a test now in the form of a duel, so I guess we will do that. And yeah, this is technically, I mean, the battle for the boss battle for this particular scenario. And with that said, this is the one that gives you a whole stack of cards, assuming that you can finish it. I've got to say, it's actually quite a hard fight just to go around with, mostly because of the fact that the deck that she has seems to be primarily based upon the sole idea of just stacking up stuff that either increase her life or does something in that regards. So it's very weird, but it's also a very strong combination too. So we'll see what we can do. Namely, what I just try to do here is that I try to use some of these trained caracals. This is where they really shine, provided that we can get them onto the field, and provided that we can really stack up some lands and resources amongst other things. We can make it so that we just have like a ton of life for ourselves, while as pretty much just bleeding them dry is the thing. So it's kind of fun like that. And with that said, I just want to try to blitz this fastly before she can build up her land pools over there is one of the big things. So we're just going to launch attack after attack, really, is what we're doing here. Right. She's probably going to put down a thing here, perhaps? Yeah, there we go. What did we put down? An Emancipation Angel. So this is a flying creature. When it enters the battlefield, return a permanent you control to the owner's hand. Huh. So that's that. And that'll just be spawned onto the map, so that's fine with me. And the game continues off of that note. So, what should we do here? Yeah, we don't actually have a lot of, say, really good cards at our disposal. So, starting off, I guess we'll put down this thing, this Goblin Shortcutter. When it enters the battlefield, target creature can't block this turn. And the way I see it, we're going to take some damage this turn either way, so we're going to make it so that that thing can't block, and we're just going to launch a 4-point attack here, because this will add +1 to our life with this, so technically they only really do 1 damage in my mind, seeing as how we're starting off with 20 life points, and I'm fine with that. The main thing though is that I want to use this Act of Treason card eventually to take over control of one of her creatures here. And with that said, I'm just waiting until there's a good time to do that. Right, so we're continuing off here. She's actually getting 2 of those things, so that's kind of neat. No attacks so far, so that's good for us. And there we go, that's what I'd like to see, some more mana, or some more lands. Mainly because now I can cast Act of Reason. I'll grab the one without Summoning Sickness. Not that I think it matters, because this thing, yeah, makes it so that they gain haste, which is oddly enough, from what I remember, a characteristic of red cards. If they have haste, they can attack the same turn that you put them onto your front lines here when you summon them. And well, we're just going to do a massive attack like that. So we have a +4 creature here and 3 here. And I hope the AI will block them, their own creatures, but evidently not. But anyhow, this is going to do a ton of damage. It would technically finish the boss fight off. And actually, so far, I mean, there is of course an element of luck to these, you know, card games. And from the looks of it, given the AI's draws here, from the looks of it, we might be able to finish them off with either a good timed shock spell or whatever that +2 damage spell is, or just a overbearing attack here. So we'll see what we can do, and really just go from there. So I think I'll put down another creature onto the field, just to have something there. Actually, I highly doubt they can block all of it, where, yeah, they shouldn't be able to block any the entire mass of troops here, and with that said, 2 points of damage will actually bleed through, and that's effectively the end of this match. So, I guess that works. That'll finish off the boss battle there. Although, oddly enough, though, yeah, we didn't necessarily see any of the life magic, if you will, and that life manipulation stuff going on there, just simply because we finished off that battle in record time. This video is probably like less than 5 minutes right now. Speaking about it, what we can do now is that, I mean, once we finish this setting, or this region, we can, of course, go back up to the campaign maps. Again, really nicely done intros and outros. They just take some time, though. We can go into the next realm, or whatever you'd like to call these areas, you know, set piece stages, if you will, to get into some more battles here. And this would introduce, of course, another region with their own different sets of cards and stuff like that. And it looks like inside this region, the Explorer option is available right away. Well, I want to stay inside Innistrad for now, and I want to see what cards we can get from it, though, because I think that is one of the more gratifying portions of the game there. And I want to show you guys this thing right here. We can actually see quite the amount of like detailed stats here for our game, namely just a whole bunch of different stuff. What types of colors we use, what our deck is. I believe which cards we've played in total, and their breakdown by their colors here is another thing. But the main thing I want to check out is inside here, the collections tab, which will effectively give you an entire list of the cards broken down by region. I know that up here, rather up inside the panel, if I bring it up again, I know it says it's close to almost 1,000 cards, but I mean, realistically, if I go into the all menu here and I just scroll down like this, I mean, there honestly doesn't seem to be that many there. I'm assuming that there are some of these like foil stickers, whatever they are, being counted in there, so every card, I guess, counts for into that number twice or something along those lines. But anyhow, yeah, that's sort of that. From the looks of it, we can open that up even further, and yeah, like obviously this is the all tab, and as you can see, there's definitely, I would say, not that many cards present. Going back to the game, what we can do now is that hopefully this will be just a really cool, fast exploration battle. And the thing being is that with this explore a region option here, what we can do is that we can actually farm for some of those cards, like I've said, and I'm very interested in seeing what else we can grab from this region. So let's see what this is. Clues lead you to a haunted mansion guarded by hostile but elusive ghosts. Right, so we'll begin the battle and we'll see how this works. Now, I'm under the impression that these are also like decks that you can, I want to say, pick out, perhaps. They're just various selections of cards. And in the other Magic, the Duels of the Planeswalker games, they used to have like these set-piece puzzles, for lack of a better term, where they were just a series of predetermined battle plays from the enemy, and you were really just supposed to figure out how to beat a combination. Like, one that I remember is that they had one thing where it just kept on spawning these like +1/1 owls for you to fight, and you were really just supposed to see how you could break through that. Right, so anyhow, over here we're going to give our Garruk wings. This will give it 2/3, so it adds quite a bit of survivability, and of course adds a tiny bit of damage. And what we can do from this is, again, practically, I mean, the entirety of this deck's idea is to just make it so that we have one of these Garruks with lifelink, beat the living crap out of the enemy, and give us that life back. So they played some sort of defensive spell there that adds a little debuff onto our card, but that's no big deal. As soon as we chain some more things on here, we should be able to go right through their lines. Right, so they added a 3/1. That should, in theory, be able to block us here. But in this event, it's not going to be able to, because we're going to cast this spell. It's going to add this plus 2/2, although it's going to make it so that this Caracal is going to attack each and every time it's able to. Again, that part is really not a big concern for me. The main thing is that this should, in theory, be a very hard creature to take down conventionally, and it's also going to be, well, I try to attack with it every turn, mostly due to the fact that it'll grant us a ton of life back. Now, the one thing that our deck currently could use is just more of these lifelink creatures is the thing. Currently we only have one, and the one that we have isn't there. Like, we only have 2 of them, though, is the thing. Alright, so they're gonna nick us for a short amount of damage. That's no big deal. I mean, technically it doesn't, ooh, that is not gonna be good. I mean, technically it's our own thing here. Right, so I'm just gonna check this again. Enchanted creature doesn't untap until its controller's untap step. When enchanted creature becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice Spectral Prison. So let's see. So I guess this thing will just stay, yeah, permanently tapped for now. Let's see what I can do about that. Well, I'll play down the Marauding Malhorn there. And once we get a few more things here, we should be able to fire off this Edict, which will hopefully cancel that out. Or no, let's see the exacts here. When an enchanted creature becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice this card. Alright, so yeah, I mean, technically that is a spell, though it's not, say, terribly helpful in this regard. Let's see what we can do about that. Right, so we have some more planes, so that's good. We can put that down. We could exile the target creature, or no, actually, this one is also an enchantment, so here's what we'll do. We'll use this, and we should be able to, yeah, to zap away this aura. That's going to get rid of this ability. That's also going to give us a +3 here. And we're hopefully going to have to, hopefully we'll force their hand here and make it so that they can't do too much. There we go. So we got rid of one of their creatures, another one survives. Not, say, a terribly big deal. And we'll go forwards from there. Let's see, what is this? Enchantment, ghostly possession, everything. Enchanted creature has flying. Alright. Wait, let me see that again. Prevent all combat damage that would be normally dealt and dealt by a creature. Oh, I see. So their deck is actually pretty all-encompassing with a lot of these disabling things. So that's kind of neat, actually. Right, so they're going to do some damage here. It's not going to be terribly large, though. And let's see what we pick up. They're going to fire off 2 of those things. Oh my. 2 of them on the same target as well. That's kind of weird. I'm not really sure if the AI is being smart there by making sure that we don't use our Caracal, or just having its priorities really oddly sorted out. Right, so let's see. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt by the creature. So I'm not really sure why we still can attack here. I guess the attack just technically doesn't go through. Is that what? Alright, so yeah, the attack just doesn't go through. That's kind of weird, but alright. And let's see what else happens. Okay, so just that. Right, so there we go. We gain another one of these sorcery cards. Here's what I'll do. Yeah, there's not too much we can do about 2 of those ghostly possession things here. So with that said, we'll cast it on the enemy's creature for now. That's going to give us 3/4. And that's going to allow us to do quite some damage this turn. Not exactly the full amount that I would like, though. We could, in theory, finish. Or no, it would have been nice if we could get rid of both of these ghostly possessions. Then we could have finished them off in one go. But I think that'll just have to wait until later. There we go. So they actually have no creatures on the field here. And I know this might be a redundant step, but I just want to be sure that they don't have anything that can counter us, or in the event that the game goes forwards. I want to make sure that we stay in the game here. And I guess this will just finish them off, because yeah, we do have 4 power left. So that will take these guys out, and this will add quite a lot to our deck. Right, so there we go, we get one of these Innistrad booster packs, we can open it, and let's see what we get this time. Right, so how many cards first and foremost? 1, we get Clawed Wings, something, it's an equipment card, so I believe what we have to do with this is the equipment stays on the field, I believe even after one of your creatures dies, and the thing is that you pay an initial cost to put it down on the map, and you pay another cost to equip a creature with it, is how I remember these things work. That one might actually be kind of useful, so we'll keep that one around. We have some forest, green cards, Grave Bramble, a Defender, protection from zombies. I'm not really sure what that is all about, but it seems to be quite a strong card for only 3 points. We get another one of these Fervor of the Bitten things, which I am digging, so we'll keep that. Let's see, Undying Evil, something gets Undying to the end of the turn, not really sure what that's about. Some blue cards here. I'll give you guys the ability to pause and read these ones, which I'm not, say, too terribly interested in, because we can't exactly equip them. And let's see, this one I'm rather interested in. So a 7-point creature, Resolute Archangel. It's a rare card, evidently. It's flying, and when this card enters the battlefield, if your life total is less than your starting life total, then it becomes equal to that. So this thing is actually kind of useful there. And, well, what I think I'll do here is that we'll edit your deck slightly. Namely, I want to take out a few things here and there, and I want to switch them out for something else. Namely, yeah, all of these ones are useful. The standing troops thing I can see being useful. These 2 things definitely useful. Haven't actually activated this Triplicate Spirits card just yet, but I could definitely use another, I could definitely use this card as well. And if I put on the filters to white, I could definitely use the, where is it? Might have not been a white card though. The thing that we got here, I forgot what it was called. I think it was yeah, no, it was a red card. It was one of these Fervor of the Bitten things, and I believe you can have a maximum of 4 of these identical cards inside the deck. So we'll equip that, and let's see, what can we get rid of here? I think that the Seraph of the Masses is something that we haven't seen being played. Although it does synergize well with some of these other cards. Actually, you know what? I don't think we need the, yeah, these standing troop cards. I haven't found, say, a very handy use with them. So I'll get rid of that. And actually, there's one card that I would really like to get rid of. This one, Righteous Blow. In theory, yeah, you should be able to cast it during a attacking/defending phase, but from the looks of it, and I tried this inside a multiplayer game, but this card just doesn't seem to work. Like, it'll highlight it when you are, supposed to be able to use the card, but at the same time, I tried to use it, and it kept on telling me that you couldn't fire it off, despite, highlighting and telling you indirectly that you should be able to, so that was kind of weird. But, anyhow, yeah, that is definitely one set of Innistrad done. And of course, every time you fight inside one of those sections, where do one of those sections, you get another set of cards, and you gain some percentage of completion for the area. So from the looks of it, we have 23% as opposed to, I think, 18 of this area done, and you are of course free to go through this and grab all of these things if you'd like. So, anyhow, I think we'll end off here, and when I return... Oh, that's right, we should probably equip some of these artifacts to our deck, but when I return, I guess we'll continue forwards with our campaign and move into region number 2.